Whenever you're buying a laptop for gaming, there's always a couple of things that a person's looking for. They're looking for a powerful GPU, a powerful CPU, and like a screen with a high refresh rate. But when you're buying something like this, when you're buying a MacBook or you're buying a machine for working, there's always a couple of things you're looking for as well. And these days with the cloud, you kind of just need a machine that can run a good browser. Like these days, a Chromebook could work for you, technically. But the good thing about MacBooks is how versatile they are, because not only can I run Excel and Google Docs and a bunch of other programs, but I can run DaVinci Resolve on this thing. Okay, so I started the video off like that because I wanted to make a very clear point, because a lot of people complain that you can't game on a Mac, which is technically incorrect. This thing has more than enough power to run a lot of AAA titles, but this isn't supposed to be a gaming laptop. If Apple ever decided to create a gaming laptop, they would work behind the scenes with a bunch of developers to make games run easier on the Mac, but that's just not what their focus is on right now. Though Apple, that would be really freaking cool. But rather, the Mac is always and has always been a work machine, meaning that you're supposed to use it to do creative work and other kinds of work, which is why they built in enough power for you to run Procreate, for you to run DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, etc. It has a nice, beautiful, color-accurate screen that allows you to do color grading the same way I do and get really freaking accurate colors. The point is that this does just enough to where it can be a very powerful work machine. Now let's get to the main point of this video, the title that got you here. Don't buy a new Mac. Why do I say that? I'm saying that because chances are you're buying a new Mac to do work. Let's just get it out of the way now. You're not getting a Mac to game, shut up, right? You're getting a Mac to do work, whether it's creative work, whether it's schoolwork like on Google Docs, whatever it is, you're getting it to do some sort of work done. Getting a brand new Mac to do that is pointless, right? You can get a new M5 MacBook Air. That's like $1,100. You don't need to spend that much to get performance that you are never ever going to use. Even the new MacBook Neo that's running on the A16 chip, even that has maybe too much power. But that being said, if you want to get the MacBook Neo, I do suggest just getting an older MacBook Air, maybe like an M2 MacBook Air. You can get that on a refurbished market, maybe even from Apple Direct, and it costs around the same amount of money, but now it's a more powerful machine, and if you need to, you have more power to do more stuff in the future. Essentially future-proofing your purchase versus just 8 gigs on an A16 phone chip. Yeah, just get the old M2. That being said, the MacBook Neo is not a bad buy. It's actually a really good buy. If you want the citrus color or the blush, I really like the colors on the new MacBook. They need to start adding more colors like that onto the phones. That would be great. And you know, for this video, I made a whole checklist of questions of things that you should ask yourself before you upgrade your MacBook, to see if you really need to, if you're just doing it just cause. But at this point in the Apple Silicon line, all the way from M1 up to now, the only real question that you need to ask is my laptop functioning? And if it's working without like internet, like software crashes, or if the body of the Mac is still fine, then you probably don't need to upgrade, depending on what you're doing. I always say in these kind of videos that if you're upgrading because of your work or something like that, then you know who you are, and you should go watch a video about specs or something like that. My videos are usually more focused towards the consumer, like a general public of consumers. Also, if you're wondering why my voice sounds like this, I've been sick for like the last week and a half, so I'm trying to talk a little bit lower. I've been holding in a cough this entire video. But after saying all of that, if you do buy the MacBook Neo, just go ahead and get the 512GB version with Touch ID. It just makes more sense. It's an extra $100. So just go to the Apple Education website, buy it off of there, and do the upgrade, and it'll end up being the same amount as the base MacBook Neo from the official Apple website. So you'll save some money that way as well. Anyway, if you're not pushing crazy workloads, then I totally recommend getting an older MacBook, an M1, an M2, maybe even an M3 if you're a little more crazy about performance than most people, but it'll save you a lot of money and also future-proof your device, essentially, because I think I have the M4 and it can run Apple Intelligence. Not that Apple Intelligence is a whole lot to run right now, but hopefully we'll be getting an update soon. We'll see about that. I'll make a video if it comes out and if it's worth anything. But yeah, that's all for this one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.